Yo, hello. I wanted to make a video about this movement tech because I saw somebody on Twitter kind of struggling to do it. It's about this sidestep canceling. Don't do it like I just did, do it slow, like this. It's kind of a big deal because you're canceling a sidestep into a block and then into another fucking sidestep, and you can just go really fast, much faster than if I was just pressing down or even down into block manually. To do this, look at this, right? This is pretty important, especially or mostly, right? Specifically, if you're, for example, you're stepping a string and the second of the string is like giga tracking for no reason, and you still want to step it. So in the case of Kazuya, I'm thinking about this down forward 1-2. Because the second hit of this is homing for some reason. And there is still a way to sidestep it, right? So I recorded the other Kazuya to do down forward 3, so I know when to do it. Into down forward 1-2. Right? We don't want to be forced crouch into neutral frames, because that's not a good position to be in, really. And we also don't want to risk ducking because he might do the mid, you know. So what we can do is we can sidewalk left the first hit, but the second hit will clip us. So what we have to do is you have to sidewalk the first hit, and then sidestep cancel the second hit. Right? Ignoring the fact that the actual proper counterplay to this is this. Right? This is just as like a concept. This was the first thing I could think of, and it's like giga good to practice on, because this is really strict to do. Like, this is kind of hard to do. Right? So we're gonna start sidestepping, and then at the right moment just cancel it like that. You can fuck this up. As I said, this stuff's not easy, even though I just got it on the first try. That was too late. Like that. That's how you're supposed to do it. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to do. Yeah, that's... I just showed you the practice drill you can use for it. But, you want to first, even like... I think I skipped ahead a little bit too much. You want to get fucking comfortable with this at first. So what you do is it's obviously just a reverse quarter circle, as you can see. Instead of starting from down to back, like you would with a regular quarter circle, you're doing back to down. Right? And that is essentially causing you to block into a sidestep. You can start with a regular sidestep, right? And then start doing the quarter circles, which is how I would recommend it, obviously. But whenever I sidestep, I do this. This is like basically always what I do. Unless I come out of block stun. If I'm sidestepping not outside of block stun, like I block something in insta sidestep, I'm essentially always doing a quarter circle. This is how I regularly sidestep. So in like a regular match, you will see me kind of do this. You know, I'm the Heihachi player, not a Kazuya player, but you know, this is the same fucking movement. Kind of like that, you know. But yeah, so this is kind of how you would do that. The trick is, obviously, this works in both directions, but for me, doing it up on a stick is like really difficult to do as quick. Because I have to put my hand in kind of a weird position. So doing it down is significantly easier, but that's why I would never recommend to play stick. On pad, it's super, like, ridiculously easy, in my opinion. I don't play on pad, but I can kind of show you the motion, I guess. It's literally just this. Like, if you see the D-pad, it's like this motion. Just over and over and over. It's super fucking easy. And obviously the other side would be this, even though now I'm twisting my hand in a weird way. But you get it, you know, it's literally just this motion. It's so easy to do. You just slide your fingers across the D-pad. The timing you want to get down is... You want to start slow, first of all. You want to make sure that every single input you do is an actual quarter circle. That's the #1 priority. Every single input, quarter circle. You don't want a single failure. That's important. Sometimes you like kind of skip the down input like that. That's still fine, because as you can see, Kazuya is still sidestepping. Sometimes you skip the down back input. That's also fine. That's not really that important. Same for up. Wait, I'm trying to... I can't do it. Okay, for up you kind of need the clean input, but for down it's not that necessary, which is why you can usually do the down one a little bit faster. But yeah, you just want to make sure that everything you do, you're not like getting this, you know, or like this, or whatever, you know, shit like that where you don't even move. You want to make sure you get every single one, and then you start to kind of crank up the speed, because you want to sidestep cancel. If you don't know how a sidestep works, it's like your velocity drops as the longer the sidestep goes on. So at the start you're going to be moving real fast, and then your character kind of slows down towards the end. This applies to every sidestep. This is just how they are animated. So you want to sidestep kind of like in the middle of the animation-ish, kind of like at this speed to cover the most ground. You can be too fast. Like this is too fast. Look how slow he's going now. But this, look at that. I'm like unhittable. If I was Lily right now, I would be invincible. My hitbox is somewhere in the cosmos, bro. You know? Anything else? Yeah. And then you just you can kind of just drill this with this specific setup that I just did. Most strings will be easier to sidestep, but it's a very good habit to have when you see your opponent whiffed the first hit of a string that you sidestepped, right? You sidestep the first hit of a string. If you're playing, for example, Mishima, what I love doing is they step the first hit, I do another one real quick into an electric. This is something I'll almost always do when I step a string, right? I kind of do this. That was not a perfect electric, whatever. Kind of like that. Of course, you know, Mishimas, so you're making misinputs, but this is kind of what I do when I see them with a string. Because that second hit might come out, and the little extra sidestep that I'm doing is really helpful in those situations. It literally happened yesterday. You know, where I was playing against the Brian, and he did down 2-3. He whiffed. I sidestepped the 2, but because I have trauma from a recent experience versus that string, I just did another sidestep like that. Right? And guess what? That time, the second it didn't clip me, even though I know he did it. Same thing goes for Brian's down 4-2-3, Jin's down 4-1-4, Heihachi's down 4-1-2, all that type of shit. You know, it's just really good when you sidestep a string to just do that, you know. If you're playing any other character, then this is even easier, right? You don't have to do a fucking fast-ass electric. Right? I'm not a Kazuya player, I don't know these combos. Yeah, as you can see. But yeah. But I can do that though. So yeah, I hope this video helped. Because I fucking love movement. Bro, movement is like crack to me, bro. It's so sick. Yeah, if you have any other questions, then you are free to ask, right? Just remember the timing is kinda like this. Yeah. Goodbye.